Hey YouTube, welcome to the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Hope everybody had a good New Year's. So this is Happy New Year's to everybody out there in YouTube land. Anyhow, today's video is this Pet Lodge rabbit hutch, how to assemble. That's pretty easy. I want to show you a couple of tricks. May help you speed up your assembly process, and a couple of modifications that I do to all these hutches. And still currently, the price of wire versus these hutches and the time difference, it's still more cost effective to buy these Pet Lodge hutches if you can source them for a decent price. There's a lot of third-party vendors that mark them up, but I'll put some links into to the description of the video for everything used in today's video. Everything I found is the best price at time of filming, so the links will be in the description. But anyhow, this is a 30 by 30 hutch. And you can stack them. You get stacking kits. You can buy them with kits, with stacking and the pans and all that. Or you can just get the regular hutches and hang them yourself, which is what we do here at the homestead. And the only thing you'll really need, without modifying it, if you use all the factory parts that it comes with, you'll need a set of the pliers. And I've got a set of pliers. The heavy duty J-clip pliers don't do good for the clips that are provided, so you want the more light duty clip pliers. But anyhow, I'm gonna unbox it, show you all the components, and get started. Don't throw your cardboard away. You can use this cardboard for the bottom of your nest boxes if you have rabbits. This is good thick cardboard, so be sure to save it in the dry to put in the bottom of your nest boxes. All right, so when you unbox it, make sure you got your four sides. With your four sides, you got a door. And move this out of the way. And you got the top, which is the 1x2 wire, and then the bottom, which is the 1/2x1. And you can see the way they ship these. You might have a bent corner or two, but you can easily straighten them out with your hands. It's not too bad. Or if they're really bent, I've had some that's crimped, you can just take a pair of pliers or whatever you got, or sheet metal benders, straighten everything out, so no big deal. So get your work area cleaned up, get your bottom piece, which is the 1/2x1, and then get two sides, get that ready to go, and then get your packet of clips open and ready. And I'm not going to be using this clip that comes with it, so I'm going to put this off to the side, save it for later. I'll show you how I do it without these clips before the end of the video. And the way I like to install these panels, if you see the welded wire that runs vertical, I like to put that on the outside of the fence or the pin, so the inside has the horizontal one. It's not as pokey, I don't believe, on them. So when you're orienting your cage to assemble, I put the vertical towards the outside. Here's what I do. Remember, the vertical outside, I lay it on the sides like that, line it up, and I take this other piece, lay it on the side, get everything lined up, and we'll start assembling. So when you're using these pliers and the clips, the bend in the clip goes down to the double jaw, and the non-bent part goes to the upper jaw like that. And I don't wear gloves doing this, work gloves, because you can't feel the clip when you're installing it. So just kind of freehand this. So let me show you how to put these on. If you're not using a stacking kit, you can start with the clips in the corners. But if you're using a stacking kit, you have to delete this first section here because the steel arms go up. Here's what I mean if you're using the stacking kit. You don't want any clips in this first 2-inch section of wire, because the stacking kit uses the wire and tabs to hold itself. So you don't want anything in that first couple of inches of wire right there, because you can see how the stacking kits go together. So if you're using a stacking kit, do not put any clips in that on the sides in that first section of wire. You put it on the next section back. That's not using a stacking kit. I'm starting in this corner, so just get everything lined up square, and I like to start in the corner and then just roll your pliers around like that and give it a good crimp. Then I come down about middle ways, put in the next one, and then the third clip on the end. So I just put a few clips in and just get the cage assembled, and then I go through and put all the supports in. All right, now onto the other side. Alright, so once you get the sides on, I like to have a table like this so I can fold one side down and then fold the other side back, and I'm going to do the same thing with the front and the back of the cage. Okay, now with the front and the back, got the cage folded out. I'm going to take the back piece. Remember, I'm running the vertical supports external, so it'll be like that. And then the front for the door, you can orient it for whichever direction you want the door to open. So I'm going to have the door on the right hand side like the rest of my cages. That's the way I prefer. Then I'll do the same thing with the front and the back, just line it up. I hit the ends, then I'll go to the center. You ain't got to be perfect as long as you're close. And then the other end. I found that if you have less clips when you're assembling it, you can square everything up better instead of putting them all on to start with. Now I'll go do the back. Again, on the back, everything lined up. Start in the corner and work your way across just like the rest. Here's another reason why I put the vertical wires external to the cage, because when you fold it up, if you've got them facing in, that'll give you a little bulge. If you got them facing out, it's nice and smooth all the way across. And how we'll fold the cage up and temporary the corners and then work on putting all the clips on. Alright, so lay every cage out like this, and then we're going to fold it up and we're going to pin the corners together. So we'll come right here to the corner, line it up the best you can, and throw you a clip in there. Next corner, make sure your clip gets all the way around both pieces. Next corner. Don't worry about the bulges in the side, we'll fix that here in just a minute. And the last corner. Make sure your clip rolls around, give it a couple of good squeezes. Alright, now we'll line everything up. Pick any of the corners that you want to start with, get all the corners lined up, and then come back down mid-position and throw a clip in. And I missed. I'll show you to fix that too. If you miss, just get a pair of diagonal cutters and just roll it out like that, pull on it, and just get it out. It happens. Let's try that again. Yep, got it that time. So these clips are thin, and these pliers don't grab as good as some of the thicker pliers, but you know, you can't turn down the free clips that come with the cage. All right, once you've gone around and put your midpoint clip in all the corners, then I come back and put a clip in the bottom. And pulling the bottoms together squares everything up. And take your top, whichever orientation you want the wire to run, because this is a 30 by 30, so it doesn't matter, but I'm running it the same direction as the floor. So line it up on one of the back sides, flip it over, and then we're going to put a couple of clips in so it holds it so we don't have to fight with it. Alright, so find your midpoint, throw a clip in it, and then do the two end pieces and we'll flip the lid. Once you get good at it, you can keep a clip loading your pliers in one hand, a handful in the other, and still do your work. Make it go a lot faster when you get the hang of it. So we'll take that lid, gonna flip it, find the midpoint, and pin it with the clip. So get everything lined up, flip it to the front, get it all squared up again, and come to a midpoint in the front, and throw a clip in it. And now we'll go to the sides and do midpoints in the sides to pull it taut. You can see how the sides are sagging, so I go to the sides, find me a midpoint in the sides, throw a clip in that side, I'll go to the other side and do another one. And then straight across from the last clip, throw one in on this side, and that takes the sag out. Now I can finish our alignment and start pinning off the corners. And if you remember, if you're using a stacking kit, you can't put one here, but I'm not using a stacking kit, so I'll come to the corners. I'm gonna go hit all the corners now, just like we did on the sides. I'm gonna do the same thing on the top, on the lid. I'm gonna go around and hit all the corners and square it all up. If you get a corner that's kind of sticking, you can use your pliers and kind of smush the wire back out to line it up however you want it with the pliers, like that right there. Then once you get the top squared up, come through and fill in every other hole. If you've done it right, pick the right spots, it'll work out perfect. So easy a girl can do it. Mess off grids even, getting in on the crimping action there. Once you have the top done all the way around, then it's time to flip it over and do the bottom. Messes off grid's gonna flip it over. Alright, now the fun part, doing the bottom. Every single section of the 2-inch sides needs a clip in it all the way around to give it support to the bottom. So I'm going to get started putting the clips in on the bottom. So every section has a clip, and you got to work all the way around with it. And if you got an extra set of pliers and an extra set of hands, makes it go even faster. A few hundred clips later, not really, probably about 50 or 60 on the bottom, got the bottom done. So now is where I deviate from the manufacturer's instructions. So let me show you what I do different. The manufacturer includes the stuff to have the door swing in. I don't like that. That's not my style. All our doors swing to the left. So I'm going to put the door on externally. So this is where I vary from the manufacturer's recommendation. I'll show you how I do it. All right, so take the door. This is the way I do it. Now you can do it however you want, but I like mine swinging to the left. All the cages are that way, so when we go through in the mornings, we just fly down through. Anyhow, I set the door, I line it up. You see, got one overlap right there. Then I line it up to this corner, and I'll pivot it back, and then throw 5 clips in it, starting from the top, and then space them out, working my way to the bottom. The door closer I prefer is a stainless steel spring closure, and there happens to be 15 wires on this door. So pick your center wire. That leaves you 7 wires above, 7 wires below. You can mark it if you want, and then put your door clip on lined up with that first notch right there, and then we'll J-clip it in. So I'll be using the heavy duty J-clip pliers and heavy duty J-clips for this point forward, and I'll put a link in the description for these in case you haven't seen my previous videos. So get your spring clip, put it on your wire that you choose, get your J-clip pliers, and give it a squeeze. So that gives you your horizontal support. Then line it up. Then we'll throw a vertical support in on the back. We're actually going to use 2 of them. And then another one across the top, total of 4. Alright, there's 4 J-clips on the spring clip for the door. The only drawback to doing the door this way, instead of end swing, is you lose one section of corner guard, but the actual hinge that you make with the J-clips, there's not anything really to poke you right there. So then you just take your corner guards and just snap them over the wire like that, so you don't scuff your bunny up when you're getting it out of the cage, or more like, don't scuff yourself up, because that's the way it usually works. Alright, so we're about 99% completed now. So we got the stainless steel closure with the heavy duty J-clips, corner guard and everything in. So that works out real nice. I've had good success with this, quicker access, quicker changing hay out and stuff to the bunnies. So if you follow the instructions, you'll probably have a few J-clips left. And let me show you what I do with those. We have 5 clips left. So what I like to do is I like to go around the corners and give some more support in the corners. Just pick you a midpoint between all of them and add some more corner supports. And if you've got your own J-clips, you know, feel free to support it however you want. So I'm actually going to add some of my own clips in the bottom, so I actually have 5 J-clips in the corners, make it a little more rigid. Alright, so I like to add some more support than what the manufacturer has. So I'll use some of my heavy duty clips, and I'll come in and I'll throw a couple of extra clips in the corners, just make them good and strong, because them corners are very important if you're doing a hanging cage. So that about does it for the how to assemble the Pet Lodge 30 by 30 rabbit hutch, with a few little mods, my own little spin on it. You know, the way I like it, a little bit of customization. Helps with the workflow on taking care of the rabbits. So, hope you hit the like button. Hope I earned a like from you. I'd greatly appreciate you popping that like button, help me get on the algorithm a little bit better. Any questions or feedback, please put it in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate a subscription from you. So thank you for watching the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. We'll see y'all later.